They taste like shit.
Anyways, welcome to the show.
25 minutes into it.
That was your intro. I hope you like that because it's coming every week. Whatever the fuck we just talked about, dude.
It's gonna be a quiz.
Yeah. Welcome everybody. Literally, we're starting the fucking show, I guess, or the podcast. My name is Juan. I got Chris next to me. Got Lalo to my right.
What up, people?
Salo. Yeah. He's
Still thick.
I don't know where he is.
So he said last time I'm gonna go to the restroom. He hasn't come out. He's still there.
Fucking shit, dude.
I ain't gonna clean that shit up.
Well, anyways, dude, the brain, it's a crazy thing, man. We started just by talking about dogs, and then talking about what they can share with us and what they can't and stuff.
Yeah.
And the behaviors and conditioning and everything and stuff. So yeah, that's how we started this whole conversation, right? And then you guys went off into like.
Well, now that we're talking about dogs, I want to get you guys you Juan, since you're also a dog owner. So last Monday I took my dog to the park. When I got there was only an older gentleman. He was probably his 60s. He's with his dog, little brown dog, a little bit smaller than mine, but looked like he was young enough to still be playing around. And so Mercurio, like I said before, he's a very, very friendly dog. He just wants to play. His whole thing is he wants to chase to be chased.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
it's Ruby's. That's Ruby's game. She loves
I think
that
they
shit.
call it coursing. It's a behavior dogs have to kind of. I think it's called coursing, where they're trying to initiate hunting behavior.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. Ruby does that shit. There's no purpose to it. She's like, I'm chasing you, you're chasing me. And once they catch each other, there's like no plan.
Yeah, that's basically.
It's like Joker.
That's
Dog
basically.
chasing cars.
That's
I don't know what to
basically.
do with it if I caught
That's
it.
basically Mercurio.
Yeah.
And I noticed that this dog at first didn't want to play, and the older gentleman tells me, "Oh, I'm sorry, my dog got attacked by a husky not long ago." So she's kind of like traumatized. Like, no problem. Like, he just wants to play. Oh yeah, he seems like a very friendly dog. She's just a little bit traumatized. Okay, cool. Mercurio, all he kept doing was kind of like just going around in circles. He did the whole bow
Initiating.
down. Bowing down, and then he would stand up and go around, and the whole thing, right? Eventually, this other guy that he's been going to the park to, who happens to be my next door neighbor, not in the same house, but the next house next to us, he's always there taking two smaller dogs. A little black Chihuahua and another one that's just very hairy and but smaller. Mercurio gets along with them. He plays with them. He's going back to the other dog, the brown one. He's still trying to like, how come you're not playing with me? Like, how come you're not? This is not working.
Doesn't compute.
This works every time. 60% of the time works every time.
And then she started to like growl. Now,
Giving him a warning.
yeah, but the guy, the second guy that showed up, he's like, hey, you better watch, because he already knows him by name. Like, oh, you better watch out with Mercurio. She's gonna bite him. It's okay. His fur is pretty thick. She ain't gonna go through.
It's a small dog too, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
This is exactly my words. It's all good. And Mercurio's still playing. He goes and plays with the other dogs. Comes back to the first dog, the brown one, and she's just not willing to play. And then finally she barks at Mercurio, and the second guy tells me, "See, what did I tell you?" I'm like, it's all good. He's just playing around. And after a while, the second guy that showed up with the two dogs grabs Mercurio by the collar, yanks him, and pulls him to the side. And I tell the guy, hey dude, don't touch my dog. Hey, he's harassing the dog. He's playing. No, he's harassing the dog. I told you. I'm like, dude, he just wants to play. Don't grab my dog. And the moment I said that, he told me this, that it took me a while to realize, did he just say what I think he just said? He said, what you gonna do about it? But at the moment that he said that, I turned my attention to the owner of that dog, because it wasn't even his dog. I told the gentleman, sir, is my dog bothering your dog? And he said, yeah, he actually is. And I told him, well, let me know. Oh, I'm just trying to be polite. No, just let me know, and I'll do something about it. And I grab Mercurio, and then like, all right, let's go. Because we have been there for a while. And as I'm walking, I'm like, wait a minute. Did that motherfucker actually tell me what you're going to do about it?
Uh-huh.
And this guy is another older gentleman. I'm like, that's some middle school fighting words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been...
You're absolutely sure he said that? Or did he say, I didn't see you doing anything about it?
No, he said, what you're going to do about it. And so as I'm walking away, it starts eating me. And my eyelid is being twitching.
Twitch.
You know, motherfucker!
No, and dude, kid you not, like, this has been eating me up the whole time. I'm like... And this is the difference between a male brain and a female brain.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about humans.
Yeah.
Female brains will be like right on it. Like, what did you just say?
Uh-huh.
And I think this is like a guy brain thing. It takes us a while to like, I should have said this. But now if I go back, I'm going to look like an idiot. So finally today I had the time to go to the park. There's a group of people. That gentleman was not there.
Okay.
And I actually went to the group of people and I told them, hey, you guys know my dog, right? Yeah, Mercurio. They call him Mercury. Like, yeah, I just want to say that if you guys ever feel that my dog is being too playing rough or he's just not playing nice with your dog, let me know. Because I would rather be told, hey, you know what? Your dog is, I don't like how he's playing with my dog. Instead of having someone else or one of you to grab my dog and put him to the side, and this guy that was there is like, oh no, man, that's like if somebody touched your child.
Yeah.
I'm like, exactly, like, oh no, I wouldn't put up with that.
Yeah.
I didn't tell the group of people there who it was because this is one of the regulars.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to put him. I mean, as much as I would like to put him on blast. It's like that guy that's always wearing either a Sharks hat or a Sharks jacket, because they would have right away figured out who it is.
Who it was, yeah.
But I just straight up told them, like, I'd rather be told, because I get it. I know there's a misconception of Huskies could be like tough dogs or aggressive.
Well, so at least you held yourself accountable to the point you could and like ask people, and you want to talk to him, you want to communicate it. And to the people you saw, it's like you openly communicated what was going on. Some people, because I've been in enough dog culture for having my dog for so many years, some people want to be like the police of the dog park because it's their only social like world. So who knows what's going on in that guy's world? Like any behavior is not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of themselves. Mm-hmm. So maybe something, and I'm not forgiving him. I'm just saying anything could happen, playing devil's advocate. Maybe he's just not a happy person, and the only place he's happy is the dog park, and he thinks he's like the king of the dog park. Older guy, been there for years. He's seen people come and go, and he's like, he's in his world, decides who's okay and who's not. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's right or justified. I'm just saying that's probably what's going on in his head. Yeah. That it's like, at least you were like, I want to make it right by talking. He did instead of talking to you about it, just intervened. And the bigger picture is like, is that America? I don't know. That's all like on the international stage. Are we doing that as a country? Who knows? But it's one of those things where at least you were like civil about it. You didn't make a fucking thing because your dog watches your behavior and picks up on it. So it's like you did the civil thing of like, let me talk to people and reach out and find out, how people feel and just let me know. And your dog just goes, okay, that's how we do things. So, yeah, I mean, dude, what that guy did, maybe isn't right. I'm not, again, just because I'm saying I understand maybe what his thinking was doesn't mean it's right. It's just that's in his world. He thinks that's appropriate.
I find that story to be very fascinating. And let me tell you why. I don't know if it's because I'm having a little high moment or something, but there's about 5 different stories in that one scenario. Uh-huh. Maybe more.
Yeah.
Maybe more in terms of perspectives, experience, where that person's particular head's at, and what they know. And even with the dogs as another dynamic, it's even more interesting because Mercurio's like, let's play. And the other dog's like, I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. And the dad's like, I'm so nervous for you. I'm so nervous for you. I'm so nervous for you. And then the other guy's like, I know a little bit about dog behavior. I might not be interpreting this very well. Maybe, or from based on what he knows, maybe he did it and maybe he didn't. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't and stuff, you know what I mean? But he's like, there's something that I've experienced that you're making that uncomfortable and therefore you are harassing that dog. Not understanding behavior. Both the guys did not understand the dog's behavior or didn't know how to help it. And then you come up and you're like, my dog is cool. What the fuck? And then later on, you do the whole, you went into the men and women thing. But yeah, you're a lot more rational. I think females are a little bit more emotional. And maybe that's why they hear that so quick. Where we're like, did this motherfucker really? You know, because I do that too. I second question my, did that fool just rip me off for real?
Yeah.
Like,
it takes a minute to be like,
could that have been an honest
audacity.
mistake, or is this fool just ripped me off?
Yeah.
You know, we have that kind of delay and stuff, but there's so much going on with that. What should happen, and this is basically from where I'm seeing it and stuff, right? The guy who had the dog that was scared should have made it a positive experience.
Yeah.
Give that dog a treat. Look at huskies. See, huskies are friendly, fun. Treat or whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, and this and that. And then that probably would have been the end of that story. Yeah.
if you apply that to culture, you're talking culture.
Yeah.
People
that's culture.
If you're avoiding the negative thing and you never face it, you're creating a bubble.
But that could be
that
could innocently be, I'm just lacked and educated. I don't really train my dog. I don't study dog behavior.
I
just want my dog to have a good time. And maybe I don't know this shit and stuff, right?
That guy, the initial guy sounds like an older guy with just his dog. This is all he does. He just goes to the dog park.
No, it wasn't on purpose. Yeah, he was innocent. I didn't know what was going on.
But if you're talking about like culture and people that get triggered easily, so this is a dog that represents millennials. Easily triggered. They're scared of something that doesn't feel like it makes sense.
And all he was doing was stand there and go, I'm scared. Yeah. I'm scared.
You have to expose it.
And your parent, instead of like, hey, dude, it's going to be all right. Yeah. He made it worse. And then the next time he might not correct something else that happens. And then eventually that dog just develops all these issues.
Yeah. If you don't ever expose that dog to the negative stimulus and get it used to that, it's only going to ever think anytime husky, negative stimulus. Yeah. Just like culture. Like anytime you get exposed to something negative, it doesn't agree with us. Like, fuck it, kill it. You know what I mean? Like, that's how like that X-Men. Owner was owning that. I'm not blaming the owner, but that gentleman was just kind of like, that's what.
Also, uneven another dynamic and stuff. Is this a dog park where everybody's? Do they separate the small dogs from the big dogs?
No, it's a pretty big open space, and for the most part, a lot of people bring small to medium-sized dogs. Because I remember when we moved there.
So it's one size.
It's just one big. Yeah.
What's the address of the dog?
He's making fun of your last podcast.
Where were you?
Giving too much information. But see, I was gonna say another dynamic and stuff is because the dog park we used to go to and stuff had a 40-pound and under, and then a bigger dog and stuff, right? And
God forbid you take the big dog to the small side. You can take the small dog to the big side. Yeah. But you can never go the other way. It's weird.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that also could have been another dynamic why that other guy decided to touch your dog. See, this one will have fucking big dogs here. Get him out of here, That could have been. That's why I was asking.
Yeah. And we're not forgiving his behavior. He's just the guy thinks he's the.
For me, like the whole thing is kind of like the owner of the little brown dog. He could have just been honest.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know what? Like, I just don't want your dog to play. I don't care how friendly he is. I don't care. I just don't want him near me. Okay, cool. Thank you for telling me. Because this was one time that I went to another park, and there was a girl there that happened to have also a husky. So I figured, I have a husky. She has a husky. Cool. As soon as I'm walking up to the park, because most dog park has like 2 double gates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, but I just really want my dog to be by itself. Cool. Somebody else would have been like, fuck you, bitch. This is not your park. Yeah. I appreciated that. Okay, cool. No worries. I get it. For all I know, your dog could have killed mine. Thank you for giving me a heads up.
Yeah.
I respect that. But the fact that somebody else comes that is not even your dog, and you're grabbing my dog and yanking him away. What the hell? If it was your dog, I could completely understand. It's my dog. I'm afraid that your dog is just gonna fucking break him in half because I forgot to say this.
And you were watching Mercurio the whole time, right?
I always stay near him.
Yeah.
I if he goes to one side of the park, I stay behind him. I just don't stay in one corner like some other people do. No, I follow his trail because I do realize Mercurio is a pretty big dog. He's a husky. You know, he has never shown any hint of violence, but he is still a dog.
Yeah.
It only takes the one dog that ends up like pushing the right button, and he might bite in self-defense, but that bite could be pretty strong compared to a smaller dog.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I do stay right behind him, just like everybody else should with their dog.
Yeah.
So, but what I forgot to say is like, so the first time that me and Joanna went to the park, as soon as we moved to downtown, that gentleman was there with the same two dogs, a black Chihuahua and another dog.
Oh, I know that guy.
So we went there
And which park is this?
I will name. I'll put it in the description. So we went there, and same thing. Mercurio was playing around, and that guy. This is how I remember this guy, because that was not the first encounter. He straight up tells me and tells Joanna, like, can you please grab your dog because I'm afraid that he's gonna cut my dog in half, the little black Chihuahua. And Joanna, same thing, is a different reaction between men and female. Joanna right away, let's just go. I'm like, well, okay, whatever. Now he's cool with it because he has realized that Mercurio he's not that kind of dog.
Okay.
But the fact that he got like that with somebody else's dog, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, you know how we were talking earlier about why humans go and they make the same mistakes and stuff? Because to two different people, you ultimately, honestly, you did the right thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You did the right thing. You walked away from this cunt. He's a dick. You know, fuck him. You know, don't give him any attention. However, somebody else would hear us like, God, that's so boring. I would have decked him in the face and see what he would have done. You know, like, isn't that interesting how there would have been another person hearing this and have totally like, what the fuck? And you didn't do anything? I would have gone back there and give a fuck how much later it would have been. And I would have fucking beat his ass and all this shit.
Think of the dog that kind of person has. Then you have a dog that's trying to assert dominance at all times. Dogs are a weird like slice of society or culture to me. I learned a lot of nonverbal skills from having my dog.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the most talky person in the world, but just watching dog park behavior, like, it really are manifestations of the owner's behavior. Mm-hmm. So the guy that had the timid dog, he was timid. He wasn't confident enough to tell you, you know, maybe leave my dog alone. He had such issue, you know. He just kind of waited for that to happen. So on his part, he could have taken ownership for his behavior so that his dog doesn't have to go through a behavior he doesn't like.
Oh, you know is his dog well behaved? He's probably.
It probably is. He's just an older dog.
He's just used to everybody.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't really keep an eye on his dogs. I keep an eye on my dogs.
Yeah,
like there's certain dogs that I remember now because Mercurio loves to play with those dogs.
Yeah,
but I don't keep track of all of them. Like he's two specific dogs. I think the little Chihuahua likes to chase other smaller dogs.
Yeah. Well, so that's that guy, the initial dog the scared from huskies. And then there's the guy who policed everybody's dog. That policed everybody's dog, the one that pulled your dog away. He walks around like he has the right to do that to other people.
That's the guy he's talking about.
Well, his dogs must act that way too. You know what I mean? Like,
well, now for sure I'm gonna keep an eye on their personality.
I'm very curious as to how they act.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's some bullshit too. And then you know what, dude? If you don't have the fucking confidence like that, don't go to that fucking dog park.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like I said, you want him around smaller dogs. There are dog parks that fucking that separate them.
That's
so go to that one.
Guy number one we're talking about, right?
Like, yeah, that's the guy.
Guy number one.
That's the guy that told him too.
Oh wait, I thought
that's guy number two.
There's two guys.
The first guy that was there. Yeah, the first
guy number
that
one
was there
had a timid dog.
Yeah.
So he should have said something initially.
Yeah, I'm talking about the guy who pulled your dog.
That's guy number two.
That's the guy you're talking about. And he told initially, you guys squash your husky. That's what I'm saying. Dude, if you have that kind of shit, go to a fucking dog park that has small dogs.
But look at the behaviors of everybody.
It's too far. It's not my fucking problem.
So look at the behaviors of the owners and not the dogs because they're just manifestations of that. So Mercurio is just like you, friendly, want to talk to people. If someone didn't express that thing, you know, it's like you wouldn't have picked up on it, but you're asking. At least you're asking. You're also going to the other owners, talking to them. So that's a good behavior. It just has your dog follow that behavior. That guy that was policing, I don't know him, but I know people just like him, and that's why I understood his point of view. Because I've seen that enough at enough dog parks. Some people like to own whatever their territory is because it's like an ego thing, and dogs follow.
I come here all the time.
This is
I'm a regular.
Yeah.
This is mine. I know how this goes
Exactly.
here and all that shit.
And it's like that still doesn't give you the right to touch not your dog. You know what I mean? Like that's a violation.
That's
of like,
also as I'm listening to him, like I don't know what I would have done. I fucking don't know, dude. I'm saying like, like you guys start talking. I was like, what the fuck would I would have? I'm like, I don't, because I hold Chico's behavior accountable. I understand that whenever he does something stupid, people look at me and stuff. So I watch him like a fucking hawk. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if somebody's gonna correct him, it's gonna be correct. But that's exactly what you were doing. You're like, I know my dog, and I know that he's not there, and I know your dog, and I'm like, yeah, he loves to play, he loves people, he loves things, he's very social. My dog has a different type of history. You know what I mean? So I watch him like a hawk and stuff, and he listens to me because I'm watching him. If he starts getting a little too rough with something, hey, yeah, because he does that. He'll do the little chase game, but he takes a little too far sometimes. And no, yeah. But I'm on him, I'm like, yeah, and he totally disengages, and he goes about his way and stuff. The few times that I have that, so. The few times that I had gone to a dog park and stuff with him and stuff, but yeah, I don't understand I don't know what I would have done honestly in that situation. But you did the right thing, man. You did. You know what I say? Because fuck that guy. Especially don't give him any fucking power. Fuck him and stuff. If you would actually sometimes walking away from the fight and let that fucking idiot look like a fucking retard is exactly what you should have.
Yeah. Well, so you're
because he feels stupid. Oh, I'm gonna fucking have him punch me in the face real quick and just show him how let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, you're just modeling a behavior, so your dog never picks up that. I gotta fucking next time I see him, I gotta. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I've seen enough dog park culture where it's like people when there's a negative issue, they just run away. Yeah. And they don't like that Cesar Millan thing. You then positively reinforce anytime something negative happens, the dog goes, something negative, I'm out of here, instead of like letting
also them settle. If I act nasty and you took me away from the situation, whenever I don't like a situation, I just act nasty and we go.
Like it's even though you think you're like removing them from the thing, or it's like
and you're protecting them, you actually just reinforce the bad behavior.
Yeah, like it kind of has to. You kind of have to put them back in the uncomfortable situation again, so they can.
Like you would tell two kids that just fought.
Yeah.
Now shake hands.
Yeah.
I don't fuck this guy. And no, shake his fucking hand.
And then who knows? Because those two kids, like fast forward in the future, they're like best of friends. Yeah. It's like one of those things. Like if two kids fight and you never haven't seen each other again, they've just created enemies for life.
But when I've had like disputes and stuff with friends and stuff, at the end of the thing, like when two men are talking stuff, and dude, listen, I was just okay, yeah, all right, cool. And usually the last action, you shake hands or you do whatever and stuff, So yeah,
like the last time when my roommate punched me in the face downtown.
Yeah, it ends with the handshake if you're real men and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, we just talked about it, bro. I thought about it this way. I thought about whatever the dispute was and stuff, And you shake hands, but it's like, dude, again, you take that dog away and you're not showing him anything. Like I said, that guy that's reinforcing that little dog's fear, a rato he's going to have a lot of fucking issues that might stem from that and stuff. Because, it's like, make it a positive experience. Something negative happened to him. Change it. Make it a positive experience. Dogs move on, too. It's very admirable about them. They just move on.
Yeah.
Fucking move on. But unless somebody's sitting there reinforcing that, and that guy going, I'm so nervous for you. I'm sorry, I know you're scared, baby, but I'm so nervous for you. Like, he's fucking not helping that shit, dude. Yeah. He's making it worse, if anything else. You know what I mean?
Dogs are a fast track to that behavior study. Because they really quickly weed out the weak, like, in the pack. Like, I don't know if you've seen this in dog parks where, like, it's all good till a nervous dog shows up, and then all the dogs just go right after that dog. And it becomes a fucking, like, feeding frenzy. And, like, that dog's got its tail tucked. It becomes the one every dog chases. It gets kind of crazy. So that was, like, for me, a weird, like, nonverbal communication, like, skill to have learned. Like, don't ever walk into situations like the nervous one. You can't help it. That happens for some people. But I don't know. All of my behavior patterns, I think I get dogs more than I get people.
It's so fun to watch. It is fun to watch. Honestly, if you're trying to like train your dog, a lot of trainers will tell you not to take your dogs to the dog park because there is so many cows. And again, they pick up bad behaviors sometimes, and not all the time, just sometimes stuff, right? Especially if you have a dog that already has bad behaviors. If you take it to a dog park, they might learn more bad behaviors, or it might just get reinforced there. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to see. But dude, when we just had Ruby, it was. So, you know, we'd go to this park that was next to my old apartment and stuff, and like I said, it would separate the big dogs and the little dogs, and it was just fucking fun to watch, dude. I used to like to smoke a little bit and just fucking go and just like sit in those chairs. You're like
super
there's a show. You're like a
sociologist.
There's so much shit going on and stuff. You see the fucking owners, and then you see the dogs, and then you see them playing with it. You see them do stupid shit. You see them do funny shit. Yeah. You see trouble. And next thing you know, it's a fight. You know, like on the other side. And then, that dog's fucking cool looking. And then the other dog's, damn, that dog's old as fuck. Dude,
well, you know? That was the thing I was always proud of my dog. Whenever there was that one dog that came in that kind of was like the fearful dog, and all the other dogs like went after it and like kind of try to like kind of weed out the meek. My dog would always come back to me like, is it cool? Can I go? And I'm like, nah, let that shit go. Like, don't pick on that dog. That was like, for me, like a point of pride. Like, whenever there was a thing, like some dog gets picked on, it was like, I'd always tell my dog, like, she always just knew. I didn't even have to tell her. She just knew, like, she would come back to me to check. And it's like,
that's good, dude. That's assurance and that's trust. Yeah. That's big, dude. I mean, I'm still working on trust.
I could have been an ignorant ass learner where I'm like, or owner where it's like, fuck it, go. They should figure it out. But I don't know how. I don't know if it's the Akita breed specific.
They're so smart and loyal. They're so like connected in that sense of I'm loyal to humans, so I'm fucking yeah.
And it's funny because since earlier we were talking about how like dogs have personality traits that's passed on through generations. Uh-huh. Like Mercurio's parents, they're very aggressive, and you know this from what Bianca has told us. Like they're aggressive. Any other animal that lands in the backyard, cat, possum, skunk, no matter, they fucking tear it apart.
They're territorial as fuck.
They're fucking aggressive as fuck. There's been times where we take Mercurio to be there with basically his parents and grandfather, and for the first couple of minutes, they're just like sniffing him around. But Bianca has noticed once they start getting to formation where they're like all taking sides, they're like, okay, gotta get Mercurio inside. So they have that aggressiveness, but Mercurio, he has none of that. Like they do absorb your vibe, your energy, your personality. Because Mercurio has been attacked 4 times.
He's more balanced. That's the thing. It's all about balance. It's with humans and with dogs, right? He's more balanced because he's had all these experiences, and they honestly have not had. And as young as he is, he's probably had more experiences already than them. I mean, the dog park, the walks, everything, the new environment, staying at your mom's, staying over here, staying over there, whatever and stuff. Like, they never leave their backyard. So he knows a world that they don't. And
yeah, that's true.
Stuck in their ways, dude. It's very interesting and stuff because, like, you could apply that to humans, too. You never left your city. You never left this. You don't know any better. And then a person that lives like, dude, there's a whole fucking world out there.
Yeah.
Fuck you!
What tripped me out for my dog.
This is my world.
Yeah. What tripped me out for my dog was, all right, so she was well behaved, pretty socialized, super loyal, good dog, smart, intelligent. But one time when I was living in like Midtown, somebody's bunny got out of the house or whatever, and it died on my yard. Like, it was dying. It wasn't dead. It just kind of laid on my yard and was all fucking on its side. Something turned on super primal in my dog, and she was like, she just fucking zeroed in on like meat, and like I was like, oh, they should say hi. Thank God this thing was already dying and dead or whatever. It was fucked up. Sarah just went and just like started doing the death shake. I'd never seen her like. It reminded me, this is a wild animal. Like, what the fuck? Like, it was already dead.
Well, it's actually kind of beautiful and stuff. When I've actually fed Chico like raw products and stuff, like, dude, little like chicken legs, here you go. And as he's crunching into the bone, it's actually kind of, for me, it was like kind of like mesmerizing. He's like, it's such back to like, dude, this is like the wild
His
happening
genes
right here.
go, I remember this.
Yeah, dude, it's actually really cool. And especially
It's not in flashbacks.
he starts like crunching bone and stuff. He's like,
Yeah.
and it's like everything went down it goes down so natural. You're
That's what
like,
they're built for.
it's what you're built for. This is what everything that you just ate right now is so
So
nutritious for
seeing
you,
that
dude.
was a very sobering experience for me, where it was like, oh shit, I have a wolf. Like,
Yeah.
so then when I ended up getting a cat, that shit always had me. I smoked a lot of weed and was like, I got a fucking wild animal with a tiny little piece of prey. Like anything could happen. And I think it was very humbling to like watch my dog learn the behavior to accept the cat as one of the pack. And eventually
That
it was
is
like,
cool.
it was really like cool to like see her become like mothering to the cat. But I just kept picturing like her like ripping the cat apart. Like, fuck, this is gonna be my fault. Like,
You'll be
holy
surprised. Cats can stand the ground.
shit. They can for sure, but it was like my dog was 90 pounds and this cat's like 7 or something. Like it's just a kitten. So it was just like, and it's like they're in a closed space together. But that's the beauty of these dogs. At least the beauty of dogs, that they pick up your behavior. So I had to model like, this is one of the family, and eventually Sarah got it, and I was like, cool.
Yeah.
It is fucking cool because I watch, like I said, I try to educate myself, especially when my dogs are doing certain behavior and I want to get rid of it. I do research. I'll try to read a book. I'll try to YouTube it, whatever and stuff, try to get as much information as I can. And like what I noticed one time, what I've noticed too, and some of the shit that I've learned is like, dude, if dogs, like if you walk them together, they'll actually just start picking up that other dog as you're a member of my pack.
Yeah.
Which is fucking awesome to fucking go, dude, it's that simple. Just take them on a walk together. So fucking Sergio, another reference to Sergio and stuff, right? He already had like a little Chihuahua and stuff, right? And then they ended up adopting like a Maltese. And he's like, dude, bro, I need help. We just brought this dog home. And they hate each other, bro. We put them together and they're fighting. We take them apart. We put them back together. They fight. They're just at each other's throats. I was like, take them for a walk. And that was it. He's like, dude, after I took them on a walk for a couple of days, they were just like, all right, cool. Yeah. And they're cool now. They're fucking great.
Ceci called it zoomies.
Yeah.
If you get the zoomies out, like, they'll be a little more pliable. They'll listen to you more. Like,
yeah, it's just getting that energy
out. Work that energy out, and they're like, all right, I did what I was supposed to do. What's next?
Yeah.
They're just waiting for orders.
Yeah. And a lot of people, unfortunately, this is where we start failing them and stuff, is that people go, oh, leave him alone. Just let him do whatever he wants. Like, he wants to be guided. Yeah. He wants orders. Yeah. That's why you say, what's the expression? You work like a dog. Yeah. Like, because they love to work. Yeah. You work like a dog, you're tireless. You're like, it's just they want to do these things, but people humanize it and go, no, he just wants to hang out and have fun. It's like that is fun to him.
That company Zoomies, is that how you spell Zoomies? Is that what that's from?
Zoomies is just because it's go like zoom
Spanish
zoom.
Slang, right?
It's just zoom. Energy. It's a zoom.
Okay.
It's just like you're zooming. So I think Zoomies is actually ZOOM.
Oh, okay.
And
so
Zoomy,
what the fuck is that store?
It's just a brand. It's probably a last name or some shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm curious about that because it's like we're talking about dogs. To me, everything's a metaphor for the bigger thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm always thinking culture. I feel like human culture, we're not looking at ourselves in that same way. Young people, I think, have a lot of zoomies. And you had said earlier, successful behaviors, we need to have some kind of like model to follow. And right now, there isn't really one.
It's like when I always say, like, son sin quehaceres. You know what I mean, Lalo, right? Like, my mom would say, sin quehacer means, like, it's a person that has nothing to do. It's like, you waste your time with stupid bullshit. Okay. Quehacer is, like, to do errands. Like
something to do.
Chores.
Do you
like,
feel
you
like
so you have nothing to do. You have nothing better to do than talk about this bullshit or worry about this bullshit.
Or doing podcasts.
It's like, you know what? Basically that term means, bitch, go do something. Well, you know what I mean? But you need to get that energy kind of doing.
Okay, so do you think our generation suffers from that in a way that I think
they're called millennials.
Millennials, yeah.
All this PC cancel culture and stuff. It's like, dude, first of all, do you even watch this product or enjoy this product? Whatever. that's besides the point. But go do something.
Okay.
You have a lot of time on your fucking hands.
Okay.
Go worry about something that matters, dude. Go fucking
So
help
something
your community.
my pets showed me in a nonverbal way was I was spending too much time on my
phone
device because I was sitting on my couch, and again I was high, so I had this weird stoner fucking revelation moment.
Yeah.
Sitting on my couch watching videos of
2 + 2
animals.
is 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So you're sitting Quado. So you're sitting there looking at your phone. I was looking at my phone, watching videos about animals. You know, stupid fucking cat
Your
videos.
dog, I'm an animal.
And the
Look at
cat
me.
and dog. My dog was on my lap.
Hello.
My dog was sitting there, or my cat was on my lap, and my dog was sitting there. They're both
Look at that,
looking
dog.
right at me.
Look at that.
Look at that fucking. Look at this.
He's not watching a video of a guy walking his dog.
It really was that. It's like what the fuck is like? You're sitting there like the hairless primate is just sitting there watching other people do the thing we want to do.
Hey, that's another thing. That's another thing I wonder about dogs. Like, what? I wonder what he's thinking right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Well,
and that's
dogs-
why when he's like, the fucking
The
thing
fuck
over
is
here
it
won't
doing?
move.
And they don't
I have
see
to
color.
piss myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna go pee in the bathroom.
Yeah, well, so that's what I mean. So a generation of people with zoomies. I think cats think we're cats. They just think we're big hairless cats that can't protect ourselves like they can. They think they're better than us. Dogs don't. Dogs try to
Follow.
I'm
They-
dependent on you.
Yeah. Cats are different. Cats are like, fuck you, I could take it or leave it.
Yeah,
I just like
independent
you.
and independent. Yeah.
Yeah, like to earn a cat's trust takes time. But when you do, like, they love you. But back to the culture thing.
It's fucking funny.
So it took me a minute to figure that shit out, but I think that's really a thing that's happening with people where there is a lot of zoomies that are our generation. Like it or not, we're part of that generation. We're the tail end of the millennials. But a lot of the biggest complaints that people have with millennials is that it's a generation with no purpose. Fight Club all over again.
Yeah, honestly, I think there's a lot of stuff. That's really easy, and they have nothing better to do. Like, dude, just in terms of what we were talking about last time, everything is delivered. You don't even go get. You don't need to go get your movie. You don't need to get your food. Somebody will deliver your coffee. Everything is delivered. So they literally like have nothing to do but just worry about what you don't have. And again, this is kind of like a have and have-nots thing. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
they're just concentrating on what they don't have. It's like, you know what, dude, your fucking life is pretty fucking comfortable.
Yeah.
A lot of people can work from home now. Fucking people get famous off of YouTube.
Yeah.
Fucking, there's a lot of stuff out there, and it's like
Well,
that's it. I mean, it's just my opinion, but it's not
Yeah, well,
what's really happening.
being that you guys are going to be fathers, like, what do you think about the future and that being what the future looks like and how to mitigate that, or what ways that you know are successful that you feel like, okay, my kid needs to do this or do that?
I've been thinking about this for a while, and I have always complained about how like I was raised with my dad, like he was not the best father, he
Uh-huh.
was not the best person to provide.
Uh-huh.
My mom tried to provide as much as she could, even though she was not making a lot. And I remember growing up, I was like, man, I wish I could have that. I wish I could have that. And now that I'm older, I appreciate the fact that I wasn't given everything I wanted.
Uh-huh.
So in a way, I'm thinking like now that I'm gonna have a baby, I'm gonna have a child. In a way, I don't want to provide everything to her.
I see.
Because I don't want her to grow up to these kids that now I'm seeing now. They're walking around, they're working or they're doing something, and they're spoiled brats.
Yeah.
They have everything, and it's like I don't want my child to be like that. So
I completely agree.
in a way, maybe or maybe not, I'm gonna be able to provide and give them what I wasn't given.
Mm-hmm.
But now I can understand that that's also not a good
It's
thing.
a trap too.
It's
right?
a trap.
Yeah.
Dude, I always have that thing because there's a lot of parents that go, I want to give my kid everything I didn't and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But they just give it to him.
Mhm.
And I go, that's not helping either.
It devalues it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if you have the means to be able to give your kid what you didn't have, cool. But that doesn't mean to just give it away all the time and stuff. It's like, give them a sense of purpose on earning it and stuff, right? Because those people, I'm like, the people that say, hey, I want to give my kids better than what I had, everybody wants that and stuff, right? But I go, also because you wanted and you didn't get certain things, it made you maybe a harder worker. It gave you more ambition. It gave you more guidance. It gave you more discipline, whatever the fucking case and stuff, you know what I mean? But maybe the reason you have more than your parents is because you didn't get something. It humbled you, whatever and stuff. It's like people don't understand. It's like when you're spoiling and you give your kids something for nothing, like, dude, even if you got it, make them earn it somehow.
Yeah.
Well, you have the wherewithal to say that.
Well, my mom was mean. She used to make me do all these things, and then she would never give me anything. Who gives a fuck? You know, like, it taught you how to fucking work hard, you know?
You learn to earn it, but you have the wherewithal to say that now, but it's, like, harder when it's, like, your actual kid looking at you with the puppy dog eyes.
Oh, watch me, because I already know this, because I make my dog earn every fucking thing. He, like, and I'm consistent about it and stuff to the point where Gino says, like, you know, and I go, make him do something for it. Even if it's a little thing. If you're going to give him a treat, don't just give it to him. Just make him do something. Make him fucking sit. Or make him get him to down or sit down or down sit, whatever, you know?
But does it make you appreciate what your parents did? That maybe they did the same thing where they knowingly withheld, like, information?
I actually do think of stuff that I really wanted and I didn't get. And I'm actually... and I'm
appreciative now for that.
Because I'm like... So when I have something that I can...
that's what I'm buying those stuff now.
Seriously. But when I do get something, I cherish it more. I do cherish it more.
Yeah.
I don't just throw it away. I'm like, dude, like, there are things that I go, oh man, like, I can't get rid. Dude, I have one of the first iPods that came out that, you know, I was younger and stuff, and it's like one of the things I was like, dude, it was like expensive back in the day, and, you know, like, I fucking saved up for it and I bought it and it's mine and it means something to me. You know what I mean? It's kind of like uses technology now, but I still have it. You know?
It's funny because this week, Joanna asked me, like, what if, you know, our girl wants to play with some of your Transformers, that, like, the ones in that display case? I'd be like, will you let her? And I'd be like, yeah, but but this is where it comes.
Wear
like,
gloves.
You also teach him. This has value. You're not just gonna, like, break it. You know, if we give you something, it's because you're gonna take care of it. If you break it, that's it. I'm not gonna get your replacement, because there's kids out there, and trust me, I see it at the flea market all the time, where you got kids breaking their stuff, and then you got the parent going to the vendor.
Well, my parents never used to replace it for me. It's like, yeah, I fucking taught you something. It taught you how to take care of it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, dude, you'd be surprised how people, like, their kids break their stuff, and then they go to the vendor, like,
give me another one.
Give me another one, or give me my money back. I'm like,
you bought it.
You broke it. Your child broke it. Your child has no concept of this have value. This costs something. If I break it, it's on me.
Yeah.
So, like, I told Joanna, like, yeah, they'll play. I'm gonna allow her to play, but I'm gonna teach her.
We'll see.
Well, yes, exactly. But the point is, I will try to teach. I'm gonna let you borrow this, but take care of it, because I'm not.
I wouldn't start with the Transformers. Maybe food blocks or something.
Yeah, well, you know, eventually. I mean, yeah. Granted, I mean, if she comes over and she
that Starscream, motherfucker, I swear to God.
Yeah, I mean, granted, she comes and tells me I want to drive your car. Yeah, sure. You know, just take. No, I'm like.
I mean, I'm the product of kind of the opposite in a sense. We didn't have everything, but my parents provided. I will say, food was like a big thing. So coming from a culture, like well, no. So coming from a culture where Philippines is a lot of poverty. Food is hard to come by. Like, those people are skinny as fuck. And then you take a bunch of people that come from that culture, bring them to America where food is just
everywhere,
just piled everywhere, and it's so easy to get. And you take a Filipino from that culture, bring them here. Diabetes, hypertension, obesity, you name them all, through the roof. It took me a fucking long time to figure it out till I became an adult. Like, oh shit, like, my parents were trying to provide for me because they just wanted to love, and I'm not resentful for them for that. Like, I wouldn't be alive if they had not fed me. But the food choices that I had, it was like, just whatever you want, fucking don't cry. Like, just eat this. And I was like, fuck. It trained me in the fucking opposite way, and it took me years to figure it out as an adult. Like, oh, you don't need to finish the whole bag of M&M's. Like, oh fuck, you can save that for later. Like, it's weird.
It's actually called food insecurity. There's a term. It's actually a term.
I'm 100% sure I have that.
Yeah.
Like, I have an unhealthy relationship with food for sure. But it's like, my parents didn't know that was going to be a thing because they weren't educated in that. They were like, this is why they come to this country, because they don't want their kid to starve. But then they went maybe too far, and the kids maybe had too much food and have an association with food that's maybe not educated enough. And it took me a minute to figure it out. In my adulthood, thank God, at least for now, I have mildly okay health. But it's like they couldn't have predicted that.
Yeah.
And so for me, like if I have a kid, what are those things that I don't predict from my unconscious behaviors that happened from way back when? Like those were unconscious behaviors from my parents.
Yeah, and sometimes parents, every parent wants the best for their kid and stuff, but sometimes parents make mistakes.
Yeah.
And then you might learn something off of that mistake, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
And I think we live in a society that's so fast paced that maybe a lot of parents are exactly saying this before they have the kids, but because of the fast pace of society, you come home, you're really late, and the easiest thing for you to do is just like, yeah, go for it. I don't give a fuck. I'm fucking tired.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where you just have to put more brain power into
nothing life worth having is easy, right? Like it's the lesson that you're gonna give. It's funny how you mentioned that story and stuff, because I have a cousin that I just met for the first time in my life earlier this year or late last year. The guy
Texas
from
one?
Texas, yeah. And he was talking about his dad and stuff. He saw his dad, when he was a kid, they never had money for meat.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff. He's like, so now every Sunday, no matter what, he has tons of meat. Even if he doesn't want it, he just has. Like everybody knows, like he's his son has kids now. Everybody knows to go to grandpa's, go to my uncle's on Sunday. He's gonna have a barbecue, and he always had just all this kinds of meat, because he's like, when I was a kid, I didn't have meat.
Yeah.
And now he does it to an abundance because it created something in him.
Well,
you know what I mean?
For that's his behavior, but he teaches his kids that every Sunday meat's a thing, subconsciously.
I mean, that's good memories too. I mean,
it sounds like it's awesome, but it's just back to that whole thing of like learned behaviors. Mm-hmm. We're not responsible for the behaviors that our parents enact around us when we're formative years, but then they become our baseline, and then when you get exposed to the real world, like, that's not how everybody does. You're like, what? Really? Oh, shit. Like, there's a thing that happens in adulthood where you start to be accountable for your own behaviors. And some people figure it out in their 20s. Some people figure it out in their 30s. Some people never figure it out.
Usually happens when you car crash for the first time. That's how I learned.
Shit. Hey,
do you honestly think that far ahead, though? Like, when he was asking stuff like, Lalo, do you think about I honestly, I just wonder right now.
Like one of the biggest questions.
I'm so like not that far yet. I just go, what's she gonna look like? What personality she's gonna have? Is she gonna be funny? Is she gonna be like serious? In the moment.
That's good. Like maybe thinking too much ahead is like anxiety.
It's kind of like now everything that I do, I think about like as an example. Like the whole thing that happened with Mercurio, right? It's kind of like, what if as a person grabbing my child? If that was my dog, what would I do if somebody grabbed my kid?
I think at that point you use rationality, but when it comes to a child, it's more instinctive.
100%.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Like, fuck no. Fuck no. I don't know what he would do if he got you. But with my kid, no. Sorry, I know in the moment.
No, and like
don't you ever, dude.
No, so like everything that I think about now is kind of like as an example, like because it is from this moment. Well, obviously from the moment she's born, everything that you do is an example.
Yeah.
And the worst thing that you can do as a parent, and my mom taught me this, is that you have to explain it to the child. Just because it's a child. And that's the worst thing you can say. Like, oh, it's just a kid. They don't understand. They wouldn't get it. No. If they don't get it, they'll make their own ideas to rationalize what they just witnessed.
Yeah.
And that rationale that they might create on their own is going to become a base.
Dude, have you guys seen The Irishman?
I want to. Is it good?
It's a movie, right? It's not a series.
It's a movie. It's like, have you ever seen Casino? It's like that. It's like 3 hours.
It's like a long ass Casino.
Yeah.
Is it a movie or is it a series?
It's a movie. It's a 3.5 hour movie.
Okay.
I believe it. It's
Pesci's in it, right?
Dude, all the big hitters are in it. Dude, fucking Pesci, fucking De Niro.
I thought he had
Al
already
Pacino.
died.
He stopped doing movies. Right? He didn't want to act. They had to beg him to get in this movie. But there's a funny. Oh yeah, I don't want to give it away and stuff. But his daughter just sees him doing fucking fucked up shit all the time. And dude, every time every time some shit goes down in the news and he's like responsible for it, there would be these scenes where she just look at the TV, something horrific would be happening, and he's like eating his cereal, like, yep. She didn't even have to ask, like, that was me, that was you, huh? And like, it would just no, De Niro's character, and like he just like nothing, dude, just like a regular dad just eating his cereal and this and that, and she's just like horrified, dude. She's like, it's like right here, dude, but it goes to what you were saying, like, I mean, after a while that relationship gets damaged because she's like, this is my dad and he's fucking this horrible person, and never once did she explain it to him, or did he explain it to her, but later on in the movie, like, he tries to have a relationship with her and she's like, no.
You're too late. It's
like there's too much damage. Like, you're too like fuck.
But what if he had played the long game and like
explained it to her?
Understand it now, but later she understands it later when he's long gone or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
he did some
it's pretty fucked up.
This man was not like a war hero. He's like a fucking mob hitman, dude.
This whole thing is based on true story.
It's a real story.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a real guy. It's real,
yes.
A real
politician. It's what happened to Jimmy Hoffa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. That's the name I was thinking about.
And all that shit.
Okay.
It's fucking good. But it just reminded me of that stuff because she watches him do some horrific shit. Like, there was, I don't know if you want spoilers or anything, but she sees him doing something in person as a little kid. So that's why the baseline of, okay, I know what you're capable of. And then afterwards, she didn't need to, like, him to say, yeah, I did that. She just knew that he did that.
Yeah.
Because of what she saw initially from him at the beginning.
She just could tell.
She just, that's you, But it's like, you didn't explain it to her. Yeah, you're just doing normal shit, dude. Just whatever, just.
Okay.
But I mean,
you're right. Trying to explain it to your kids. That's something that I do think about. I actually do think about sometimes whether it's real world situations or something that's going on in current times. It's like, how am I going to explain that to a kid?
Well, so here's the gift and I told Ceci this when I came in. This is the last Christmas you guys have before the kids are a thing in your life. Before chaos. And here's a gift that you're giving, a time capsule of the world before they were a thing. I'm glad we're recording everything we do because it's like, this is something. I know we're just talking to the fucking void and 666 guys that are holding their dicks. We got a comment on that last video you posted. The guy was like, "Good job on the clickbait."
Really?
Yeah.
Oh damn! I gotta take a look at that.
It was a guy with his hand on his penis, like, touche. I'm gonna fucking comment. Like, that's pretty funny. But
anytime now, we're like talking about some stupid shit. Anytime now.
But I mean, here's the gift you guys have to give to your generation coming next. Like, you have time capsules to say something to them.
Not only that, we have the technology too. I mean, how many pictures do we take a day? I've honestly tried to start like a little video journal that I should keep up with and stuff to go, this is us before you were born, God, I would have loved to see that from my parents. But how trippy
is that like, imagine your parents.
I would have loved to see that.
You get to like dive into their consciousness and pick their brain a little bit because your kids are going to listen to this maybe someday and go like, this is what my
dad, your
dad
show
was like.
sucks.
Bunch of dorks.
But like, that's a
drum me up in the chorus. Don't take me all the way to school.
But I think that's as you're wearing your Just Kidding t-shirt, driving them to fucking school.
We had 666 views.
Like, that's a fucking gift the universe is giving you. Like, wow, dude. Like, that's a trip that you get to fucking let them know who you are and say something to them before they even were a little fucking thing.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, like I said, I'm getting the fundamentals in, and I understand the fucking concept of like follow through and accountability and stuff. Like, because if not, dude, we've gone through some shit with Chico before. Like, you'd be dead. You'd be dead. Like, motherfucker, you lucky. I am crazy. Crazy enough to keep you around. Like yeah. So yeah, but like I said, they're not exactly like parenting, but the fundamentals are just accountability.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Accountability, following through, patience, guidance, and just overall, I'm teaching you how to be in this world. Bottom line, I'm
I
teaching.
think that's one of the main reasons why I'm grateful that my dog Mercurio came to our lives.
You fucking lucked out. He's a good dog, dude.
But
motherfucker.
I'm just grateful that I'm grateful that he came to our lives when he did, because it was sort of like training. Like I said, I said this before. It's like the fundamentals of having a child. Like you gotta, when he was a puppy, the moment he started barking at night, gotta take him out.
Yep.
It could have been an easy thing like, que se chingue, fuck it.
Yeah.
Wait till the
we
morning.
went through that with Ruby. Like, she didn't go to sleep at night, and she would keep Ceci up. So Ceci, especially when she got her space, I didn't sleep for like 2 weeks. She's like, just consistently, she'd just be up, and her hours were like nighttime, where she would be up and active as a puppy. She'd just get up to start playing.
And it's so beautiful. and the beautiful part about being consistent as a parent is that they get their own rhythm. Like Mercurio right now, by 9:30, he comes out kind of like, let's go to sleep, and he sees that me and Jonah
Structure so good.
He'll go to the room, go to his bed, and knock out. He's like, fuck you guys. You guys won't want to come to bed. See you tomorrow in the morning.
Okay.
Dude, at one time, Ruby did that when I was back in my apartment, and says he was gone for the week, and we had a routine and stuff. Like, when I was like, well, you're gone, I'm gonna potty train her. We're gonna go through routine. I'm gonna teach her how to walk. So we did like just boot camp that week. I would take her out every hour on the hour. You're potting and stuff, right? So we'd have a thing, and I think me and Lisa were hanging out and stuff, and we're just hanging out and Ruby would go to my room where her crate was, and she like nag at me like fucking, she like come out, and I'm like, what the fuck, go to bed, bitch, if you need what to. Just like, let's go to bed, let's go, like a child would be like,
it's time to go to bed,
dad. And I'm like, is she really standing down the hallway right now trying to bark at me, like, because she wants to go to bed, dude? I'm chilling, you know what I mean? And
like last Saturday, we had a housewarming party. So Juan was there, a couple of people were there, not about 10,
Smaller
12
thing,
people.
yeah.
A small thing, and it's so funny because right on cue, 9:30,
he was like,
Mercurio was knocked out under the table of the dining room, and
he was chill, dude.
I was recording him, and he had this face kind of like,
you guys are fucking staying up so late.
you guys are so fucking loud.
He was fucking hella chill as fuck, dude. I was like, there was one point where I was like laying in the kitchen.
He's just
It was like laying down. It's like, I was like, I can't believe that this 1-year-old puppy fucking husky is tired.
Yeah.
You guys do 40 miles in the snow, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking tired. Turn off the lights, fool.
Yeah, he had this face like, I'm just gonna make it as uncomfortable. I'm gonna lay in the middle, all of you guys right here. If you wanna walk through me. I am moving.
Yeah.
You got two
he was
options: walk
done.
over me or get the fuck out.
Yeah, dude, he was done, dude. I was like, wow. I don't know what you did with him today, but he's tired. Like, he's fucking tired. Because I'm used to Chico's like, he's 0 or 100. Even when I take him up to his crate, he runs up there. And he's and it's like, it's either 0, like I said, 0 or 100. And he runs out of his fucking crate, and here we go and stuff. So I'm like, I'm trying to get that behavior to kind of like calm down.
Well, have you noticed that ever in yourself? Like, maybe not now or in your youth or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, their manifestations. So maybe
I've actually looked at myself, and I've been asking him, because I'm like, he's so tense. I'm like, am I tense?
Okay.
And people were like giving me like,
I don't think
like,
you are. You're like the chillest
tense?
person I've ever met.
Right. Am I tense, Lalo?
But do you have subconscious, like, and this is starting to turn into a psychology fucking session, but it's like,
I think of this stuff too. I'm like, what is he projecting off of me and stuff? If I go, I honestly go, dude, I get it if it, but I go, I'm chill. I like to be around people. I don't pick a fight in public. I don't pick a fight ever.
The thing is, you were gracious enough to take a dog that had behavioral issues in their past.
Yeah,
and that's not a manifestation of you, because that's not your case. But it's like,
I'm caring enough to give this fucking guy a chance in life.
Yeah. So it's like, because this is a guy, I'm admitting, I've admitted in the past on other podcasts, shit happens when you're a kid that is like, that shouldn't happen. But it's like, how do you raise something that had trauma? You know what I mean? Like, what are the successful things you
every
found? What are the
piece
things that are frustrating
every
about it?
piece that I've actually encountered, or every piece of information, is they need structure. He needs structure. He needs guidance. He needs discipline, and he needs exercise, and he needs, and dude, believe me, I wake up every day at 5. I don't start work till 8. I wake up at 5 in the morning to walk and make sure that he gets an hour walk in the day. And then people go, it's so important to get your dog and you exercising in the morning together. And so we go to the fucking park. It's raining. It's storming. It's pitch black out there. Yeah. But we're out there and stuff because I'm like, dude, I show like I'm being primal in how what's kind of a picture like I'm being primal in the way I love you. Like I'm trying to fulfill your needs. I'm trying to do everything the right way. After that, very structured, stays in his bed. We go for or I feed him. I get ready for work, put him in his crate. When I come back from work, we get another walk. Yeah. Another long walk and stuff. We come back, hang out, maybe do some training, or hang out, watch TV, be very chill. Go back. We're in bed by like 9-10 o'clock. Dude, and it starts all over again.
There's studies that show that whenever parents make the hard decision of sending their trouble-making child to boot camp, that they end up coming back respecting their parents even more than before because they're being taught structure. I mean, that's what boot camp is. Fucking 5 in the morning. Get up, get your mate. We're gonna go run fucking 2, 3, 4, 5 miles, and we're gonna do exercises and make your bed. And after whatever period they come back, for the most part, studies have shown that they come back showing more respect to their parents because they make the hard decision. Yeah. To send their kids to boot camp. Yeah. So maybe, like I said, when your question is like, what you do when a dog has trauma? Yeah. Fucking structure.
Yeah.
Fucking
well,
boot camp.
I asked that because it's like, being someone who comes from a version of trauma, and everybody has fucking trauma, so I'm not excusing anything or trying to play victim or anything, but when you start talking about your dog, I'm sitting here listening to all the things you're talking about, like, what am I doing these behaviors? Structure, check. Regular routine, check. You know what I mean? Like, I'm grateful that you're taking the initiative to try and put structure in a dog's life that didn't have that option. Like, this guy never got a chance, and if it wasn't for someone like you to give him a chance, he would have been put down a long time ago. So that's maybe a metaphor for me, just trying to say thank you for trying to make, as difficult as it is, to take on the responsibility of trauma that wasn't your fault. But
you know what? I also
to his dog's life.
You know what? The other thing I think is too and stuff, because I go, okay, you're a challenge, right? Okay, fine, I can deal with this. And when I do count my victories, there are some shit that I'm like, dude, remember you used to do that shit? Oh my god, there's a lot of stuff that but every once in a while, old habits rear their ugly heads. Yeah. And they, he does something, and I go, okay. Then that's another thing. I'm trying to be patient. I'm like, okay, think of how far we've come. Think of what he doesn't do anymore. Let's not just focus on the bad things. Let's focus on the good things. I actually wrote myself a list the other day. It actually made me feel a lot better. It's like, these are all the stuff I've taught him. This is the stuff that I need to teach him. And obviously the shit that I taught him was a lot longer than the stuff that I need to teach him and stuff. Yeah. It's just like, I just haven't gotten to these things yet for whatever reason, but I will get to them and stuff. But it actually did make me feel a little better for all the stuff, the victories that I do have. It's like, I can't just be concentrating on the bad stuff, and stuff, so I'm learning, I'm educating myself because, what I was going to, and my point is that, when I was growing up, I didn't know this stuff. We had backyard dogs, and I didn't know anything about structure. My family was just I didn't have structure, dude. It was bad. So I'm like, dude, maybe he's my incarnation of karma. Like, this is why you should have treated your other dogs better. Yeah. Now you got to do it with me. Yeah. And I go, I'm not gonna let that defeat me, because maybe I'm paying it back, and I'm paying it back like either like literally, dogs sacrifice their life so you can have these luxuries. You better fucking enjoy this, dude. I thought the same thing for my dog, because my family again not as educated about how to take care of animals. So we had dogs that were chained in the backyard. We had dogs that were just junkyard dogs. You know what I mean? And it was really sad. But I was a kid and I didn't know that. Then when I finally had my own dog,
of course, she has all these medical issues. Medical bills up the fucking ass. She had Addison's
You're gonna
disease.
pay for all this
It was
shit.
fucking steroids every other day.
You're gonna
shots
pay for all
every
this
month. Fucking hell of infections. But it was like, that's that cosmic karma that was like, I'm paying it back, but it was worth it because it was like so many lessons.
No, it does teach you lessons along the way and stuff, especially if you keep it consistent. I'm just like, when he acts up, if it's towards me, I deal with it.
Mhm.
I just don't want him acting up towards anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's what kills me. Is like, you motherfucker, bite me if you want, but me,
Yeah.
not no one else, not anything else.
Yeah.
Me, I'll deal with it. So it's like, and I get frustrated sometimes because I'm only human, dude. Like, there's sometimes where he fucks up, and I go, "Fuck, dude, we're fucking past this already," and something happened. But
But I guess it's
like
conditioning.
my trainer's like, dude, they have bad days too. You know what I mean? Like they make mistakes. We have bad days. I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes and stuff. I've made a lot of mistakes in his training and stuff. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have done it that way. It reinforced something. And I think about that all the time and stuff. And I go, I make mistakes, so he's gonna make mistakes, and I just gotta move on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to exercise more patience and just be like, okay, move on. Don't dwell on that. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. And honestly, it's only little things that I need to work with him that would be so key to other behaviors. And I'm understanding those more often. I'm watching him like a hawk. I watch down to his pupils. Like, they're really dilated right now. You're not in a good place right now. Like, I'm watching that. I'm watching his behavior. I'm watching obviously always if he's safe, and everything like that. And trying to teach him more, trying to stimulate his brain more, trying to do stuff, because I know he's a very smart dog, but he also needs to stay busy. He's all energy. I need to be busy, and that's dude, he's working for sure. He's like a total fucking working dog,
working breed.
And then sometimes I go, fuck, I exercise the fuck, especially in the summer, I exercise the fuck out of him. We'll take an hour walk in the morning, and then I come back home, and then we'd play ball here because I still have daylight. And I mean, I make him fucking run. Yeah. And it kind of backfired me because he got in such good shape that he's like, I'm never tired now. Like, you just son of a bitch. Here I was just trying to burn his energy, and he's just like, I am like super dog now. I never get, and his like muscles are like rippling and shit. I'm like, wow, this is kind of backfired on me.
Create a monster.
So yeah, hey, but it's like children, dude. It's like, even like my buddies at work that have dogs, and like Mercurio, your dog and stuff. It's like, not everything that works for my dog works for other people's dog, and different dogs have different issues. Like children,
they have their own personality,
own personalities, and own specific issues. And even if they do have this kind of similar problems, like some respond a different way to different things. I share the information that I know that can help. But I always do say, I'm not a trainer, first of all. And second of all, this works for me, but this is only the issue because it works for my issue. And
yeah, exactly. And then it's different dogs, different genetic traits.
Yeah. Different breeds, too, what they're made for,
Okay.
Yeah.
How do we train this guy?
He's pointing to the Salo's chair.
Son of a bitch,
Salo never showed up. Takeaways.
What time are we at? How long do we?
It's already 1 hour and an hour and a half, and it's already past midnight.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Takeaways. Again, I look at everything as a metaphor for the other thing, the external thing. So we've talked about dogs this whole time, but ultimately I look at it as like the next generation. I look at it as like the children or our children or the future or society, and it's like I guess when I had a dog, I wasn't nearly as aware of these issues, but my dog trained me like how to be a more patient owner and hopefully a more patient person and hopefully manifest into a more patient father someday. Hopefully, I don't know. So my takeaway is, I admire that you guys are like, I admire that I get to watch the process of like you guys going into this part of life, and I get to learn from the way you guys get to experience it. So just grateful that it's like that's that's a cool thing because I wasn't paying attention when I had my dog. It was like I had my dog, and then she passed away, and I kind of just fell into depression, and I never really revisited that idea in my life again. But I get to watch and see you guys, my friends, grow, and not only with the dog, but it's like your kids are next. You know what I mean? And it's very encouraging to hear how you guys talk about these things. So
it's funny because I totally agree that dogs teach us lessons. I honestly, I always say that there's a bunch of lessons going on, and it's up to you. Like, life is just throwing them left and right, and it's up to you to catch them and learn from them and stuff. You know what I mean? And that comes from dogs too and stuff, from the little basic behaviors to more complex shit. I mean, there's a bunch of shit that I go, fuck, dude, really? Like, I didn't know you were that smart. Like Chico has this issue where if I'm about to leave and it's for work, it's cool. He understands. But if we come home after work and we're about to leave somewhere and it kind of throws him off, he sits there and he fucking cries. Like, he's out of his mind. And I'm just like, so it's Richard, my trainer, he's like, you need to do all the triggers and desensitize him. He goes, get ready. Do everything you do. Don't go nowhere. Desensitize him to that. And I watch the little details that he sees. And I go, what the fuck? Because then they're like, I think it's just my keys. So I did that keys and stuff, and I went back and forth and stuff, and it's like, nope, you change your pants. Nope. You brush your teeth. Nope. So I'm sitting there like, fuck, dude. Like, what is it? Like, it's all the little things. You change your shoes, you change your pants. Because he's so used to me. He was used to me, like, I get home, I change my pants, I change some, like, sweats, and then I walk him. Or I change my shoes. So that's totally normal to him. But then lately I've been starting to throw him off, and I come home, I don't change.
Do something different.
I don't change.
And it's like,
and he's like, wait, you're going somewhere? And he's like, what the?
Are we not? Are we going?
And at first, like, you're ready. But you're ready. I'm like, we're going for a walk. And I like an idiot, I'd be like dressed like, you know, like I usually have my chill clothes. You guys know me and stuff, but, you know, go for a walk, come back, and like I'm not going anywhere. And I like a lunatic, I went back and forth. I like put a hat on, take it off, put my jacket on, take it off, sit on the couch,
testing his
and he's like watching me. And at first, and he's getting a lot better now and stuff. And like, put my keys up, put him down. Take my keys up, put him down. Fucking put on the jacket, take off the jacket. Put on a hat, take out the hat. Go over here and pretend to brush my teeth. Turn on the fucking and do that.
So
and he's like, now it's gotten a lot better. But dude, it was like any little thing was like, you're leaving. You know. And now, but it's so smart. And like, I didn't know the levels of detail that he had.
They pick on it.
Fuck, dude. Like, he knows that I change my shoes, and there'd be times where I wouldn't change my shoes because I'm tricking him. And he's like, you didn't change your shoes. Like I'm not tripping right now. And then I change my shoe. Oh, you know. So, yeah, dude, the brain's a crazy thing. I mean, very complex. Yet he understands, and this is what I said earlier. Is like, he understands this, but yet he doesn't share other emotions. Like, he can't laugh. He can't rationalize like the way we do. You know, it's such an interesting thing where their brain stops, and we keep going. Yeah.
My takeaway is that, and it's kind of like a vice versa thing. I think the way you are, the dedication that you take, or the love, the passion that you have for your pet, for a dog, it's the same way you sort of the dedication or passion you will have for a child. And it's a vice versa thing. And it's kind of like the way you, if you're not a passionate person about animals, you're most likely not gonna have the same sympathy for humans, and vice versa. And it's just so evident. Like the way Juan is so passionate about raising his dog. That's how I feel that he is gonna be about with his child. You know, and it's true. It's so structured. You know, when somebody's like, I don't care about my dogs. I just have a dog just to have. Then you find out that their kids are like, fucking, they're doing whatever they want. So it's like, well, it's fucking, I could see how you compare and contrast. So yeah, that's my takeaway.
I just gave mine for the last hour. Yeah, but yeah, thanks everybody for listening, and yeah, follow us.
Get your
Hopefully,
dicks out of your hands, or get your hands out of your dicks.
And
I
then
think we got one guy off of that, so that's
Okay.
pretty funny.
our next
Welcome.
podcast might be the last one of 2019.
Yeah,
I am so fucking wow. I can't believe.
Trump might not even be president by the next podcast. We'll see.
it's always a 2-term thing.
Dude, no, they impeached him.
Wait,
No, they
Keep me
voted.
updated.
They voted.
They voted on the 2 articles.
Yeah.
really?
But they
Next-
okay. So the Democrats voted for 2 articles, but it still has to go through the Senate, and the Senate's run by Republicans. So it's not, the vote's not going to pass there. It has
He's
to.
not.
You have to
He's
have.
not. He's gonna get impeached, but he's not gonna be. What's the word? Where they actually pull him out of the White House.
They won't pull him out of office. He'll be impeached, but it won't be. Yeah. My question is though, and I honestly don't know the answer to this, but say he is impeached, but they don't throw him out. He could still run for president?
So
That's hilarious.
he could go through the whole campaign, like re-election, but the thing is, it's just gonna be like a black stain in history. He's
still can.
He can, but he's most likely not. There's a lot of people out there
You
who's
think
like,
that he's not?
no, he's not gonna win re-election. He's not gonna win.
You don't think so?
No. I don't
we
think.
also
But
said we
he
didn't
can.
think he would
My
become
question is,
president.
he still can, even though he was impeached. I mean, you got impeached
Well,
means you got kicked out.
Well, see, this is one of those things that people don't know. So Trump is gonna be the third president to be impeached, because Clinton was the second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he is the first one that got impeached on their first term. So
On the
there's a
second
first. Yeah, because the first guy, I can't remember his name. He got impeached on his second term. Clinton got impeached on his second term. Trump is on his first. And that's already, there's going to be a lot of voters out there that's just going to like.
But bro, they outvoted him last time. 2.5 million votes, what was it?
Well, that's thanks to the Electoral College, because he still lost the popular vote.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I don't think he's gonna be reelected. I think there's just a lot of people fucking tired. Even some of his supporters are like, I'm just fucking tired. If there's something that they're not saying a lot of,
You know,
is that a lot of his rallies, he's not selling out as before.
He never
There's
was.
been a lot of them. There's been a lot of rallies where people are actually caught
Hey,
walking out in the middle. So that's already telling you that even some of his supporters, like, yeah, I support. He's telling the same shit. I'm out. People are getting tired.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think so?
I didn't know that was the thing that was happening. Holy shit.
Yeah, they voted that today.
That's
Today.
hilarious.
Today, the 2 articles got
Impeachment.
got approved.
23-17.
So by next week, he might most likely get impeached.
But he'll still be in office.
He'll still be in office, but it's just gonna like, if you're the president and you got impeached, and you have less than a year to go.
I just remember what I was gonna ask though. Hey, dude, but okay. Nowadays, because Twitter and social media, it's most popular to date, right? I mean, he tweets whatever and this and that. It wasn't as big when Obama was around, but you know, like you go, people are tired of his shit and all the fucking stories behind it.
I think Trump helped put Twitter to where it is now.
Yeah, exactly, and stuff, right? But it's like, do you don't think it was magnified because of social media? And maybe the next president, even though if he or she is Democrat, right, aren't gonna have as much attention as Trump has now.
So that's what I said. Like podcast number 3 or 4. Like,
but no one listens to what you're saying.
You fucker.
So let me tell you something. I think people were, when Trump was running for president in 2016, I think people were really like, fuck the government, like a big middle finger to the government. Fuck everything, fuck it, let's just fuck it, everything up, fuck it. Let's just throw a big piece of shit at everything. And people started like, you know what? I just got tired. I'm tired. And now everybody just, again, using the same thing to say fuck the system, fuck, and you know, I'm one of those people that used to say fuck the system, And now I'm like, man, I just wish I could go back to normal. You know, like, so it's kind of like the people that were using it to fuck everything. Now the people are like at the same people like, I want to go back, so fuck Trump, because
so you think
he just took it. He just took it to a whole level where it's kind of like, it's like, I'm so used to, like this, you know, I'm so used to smoking weed and I want something stronger or something, and you get an edible, you're like, fuck that edible. So I want to go back to just regular smoking because this is just too much to handle. Yeah. I'm getting a whole body high that I did not want.
But what if we're just like, it's only the attention to politics is just gonna get more. I mean, dude, next Democrat, like I said, that goes up there, fucking Fox and conservatives are just gonna tear them apart.
Unfortunately, that's the horrible thing of today's social media.
And it's everything. My point is like every move is gonna be magnified, like the way shit isn't like now. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain standard now. Like I don't think we're gonna go backwards. It's only gonna get worse. Like like, but then again, I go maybe the next president, if he or she is Democrat, they're not gonna be tweeting as much as this fool.
Well, is there something I know I do?
Because you're technically not supposed to.
It was something that I do believe so much when I took philosophy, was that everything is the beginning of its own destruction. Every paradigm shift takes place in a shorter time. Everything happens quicker than the last time around, quicker and quicker. So everything that it is done, it is its own seed of its own destruction. It's a matter of time how long that turnaround happens. The whole Trump thing came out of nowhere. It built up so fast, and now it's dying really quick.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah.
What a trip, too. It'd be fun to travel back in time and tell people, dude, so whenever this fool just shits a fucking thought into his head, he picks up this device out of his pocket, and a whole world knows about it. They'd be like, what the fuck sorcery is this? At any moment's notice, something just came into my mind. I'm just going to fucking announce it to the world, and not on a billboard, not nothing. Everybody gets it right in their pocket.
And it's one of those crazy things, because early in his presidency, the Conway, fucking mummy bitch with a wig, she basically said his tweets are basically his official statements. I mean, imagine that. Like, what president before
North Korea? Oh shit. Okay.
It's like me writing a memo on a post-it. That's actual policy.
And when he's sitting there calling people names and shit, it's just like a fucking South Park episode. It really is. It's hilarious.
Yeah. All right, people.
All right.
If
be continued.
Yeah, if the world still is a thing the next time around, who knows? We'll see you next time.
No.